It was pretty much day one. We hooked up right out of the gates before his first fight. Um,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. So we trained together that whole time, and it was a blast. I mean, me and Marty would, well, the last couple of years, Marty and I would drive up to Alexandria to Brock's place to train every day, and some days we'd stay up there and fish, and then do our afternoon practice, and then we'd go fishing all night again, and then work out in the morning, head home, and other days we just drive up there the 2 hours, work out, turn around, drive home. So we did it for a couple of years, and it was awesome.
So was there like a striking coach involved as well, or was it just Marty?
No, yeah, we had striking coaches. We had Greg Nelson, and then Eric Paulson would fly up at least 1 or 2 weeks a month. And then jiu-jitsu, we had Rodrigo Medeiros, who runs actually out of Chicago there. He's got Flow Jiu-Jitsu. They're headquartered right there in Chicago, but he'd come up for a couple weeks a month as well. So we had all the coaches that would come in. And Brock would have a place up there for them to stay and other training partners to stay. And then Marty and I just being as close as we were here, and I was in law school at the time, so I'd have to come back to go to class too. So
Law school. I didn't know you went to law school.
I went. I never finished. But, yeah.
So was Brock like just running? Like, did he have like a complex on his property, or was this at a gym up there?
It was well, both. It started out he rented some commercial space, turned it into a gym, or industrial space, I should say, turned it into a gym. And we trained there for a couple of years, and then at the end, he built a training facility, like a pole barn, on his property as well. So,
wow.
yeah.
So when he fought Kane, was that how did that series go? Did they fight more than once?
Nope, just once. Yeah, and yeah, Kane won that one.
Kane did win that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Was that not too long after you got into fighting yourself?
Yeah, I was fighting at the time for sure. I was in Brock's corner for that fight. Sure exactly what year that was, but yeah.
I guess basically, like, when did you stop from like going and being a workout partner to now you're actually working on your own striking game?
Right. So after about a year of training with Brock, he was like, "Well, you can continue to train with us." I mean, it was kind of tongue in cheek, but you can continue to train with me, but you're gonna have to take a fight. I was like, "All right, fine. Sign me up for one. Let's figure it out." I mean, I was having a blast training, so and that was really kind of how it just came together. He told me to take one, that I'd have fun with it, so I was like, all right, let's give it a whirl. Let's see what happens. So had one fight up in Fargo, and then I think I signed with Bellator right after that. So
I mean, the amount of rounds you've spent grappling, striking with Brock Lesnar, which to most people is the scariest person they can imagine. Like, could you even put a guess on it? How many rounds you guys win over the years?
oh gosh, I mean, say 5 rounds a day for 4 years or so. Like 5 days a week. So
Oh
yeah,
my
quite a
lord.
few.
And it showed because you get to Bellator and you become Bellator's first ever heavyweight champion. And there was a really cool article written not too long ago, actually, by this MMA journalist. And he's like mystified that you retired after 2 more fights. And I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. I can't think of his name right now. But yeah, so like talk us through that. So you become the Bellator champ and you fight 2 more times and retire. What went on there to lead to that?
I guess I never set out to be a fighter. I mean, I literally just took a fight because Brock and Marty were like, "Yeah, you need to take one." So I did, and it was fine. And I mean, what I enjoyed most of the whole thing was training. Like, I liked practicing. I liked, working out, hanging out with Marty, Brock, a handful of the other guys that we had coming in there. it was very much like a team mentality, and it was fun. Like we had a great time. The fight's a fight. I mean, you win, you lose, whatever. You feel like shit, or sorry, you feel bad.
You could swear, it's okay.
Yeah, I know, but who knows who listens to it? So I want to.
But were you someone who, after the mat was taken away, did you miss the outlet for your competitiveness that you had previously poured into it?
Definitely.
Or
So yeah, that competitive spirit was definitely still there, and that's why I like the fights for sure. And the training, honestly, like everything gets chippy, right? Even in a wrestling room. So, um, yeah. So I mean, I enjoyed that aspect of it. Brock was he was done then. He was retiring. Um, and Marty would have stayed on for sure, but it wasn't going to be a full time gig for him. Just training me, and that was the aspect I liked the most. I mean, the fights were the fights, but and honestly, my heart wasn't really in it. I mean, my last fight, it sounds terrible, but I didn't even like. I trained a little bit, and then the fight kept getting pushed back, for different reasons. And my wife and I had our first anniversary. We were taking a trip over to Ireland, and I had it scheduled for right after the fight, which would have been about our first anniversary. And whatever, the fight got pushed back like 6 weeks, and rather than bumping the trip, I'm like, yeah, let's just go. I'll just make weight and fight this guy when I get back. So we went over there and we just went on vacation for 2 weeks and came back. I had like 3 days to make weight, and basically worked out, hopped in the sauna, stepped on the scale, and I mean, I deserved to lose that fight, but I ended up winning it. But that was really when I took a step back and kind of reflected, and I was like, you never cut corners before. You never taken the easy way. Don't like do a disservice to the sport or to yourself by doing it now. And if I was going to do it, I needed to be all in, and I wasn't. So decided, yeah, it was time to move on. Like I said, married at the time, looking to have kids, and just needed to embark on a career. So